Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss what will happen to a ray of light if that is passing through a glass prism. Let us see. Children, here you can see a glass prism. Before that you have to know, in a glass prism it has two triangular bases and three rectangular lateral surfaces. So these three rectangular lateral surfaces means they are inclined to each other. That means they are making an angle. Here you can see an angle A here. This is the angle of prism. Angle of prism means that is the angle between two rectangular lateral surfaces of a prism. This is represented by the letter A. Here you can see a triangle here, that means the triangular base of a prism. We can take that as ABC. Here we are going to discuss what will happen to a ray of light if that is passing through this glass prism. Here you can see this is the incident ray. PQ is the incident ray. Here this is made up of glass. The ray is passing through air. That means this AB, that is air glass interface. Then what will happen to the ray of light at this point of incidence? The ray will bend towards the normal. Here you can see this is the normal at the point of incidence Q. So here this is the refracted ray. The ray entering from air to glass, that's why the ray will bend towards the normal. Then that is passing through this. At this interface AC, glass air interface, what will happen to the ray of light? You know all these things. Here the ray is entering from glass to air, denser to rarer medium. Here you can see the ray is bending away from the normal. So at this interface one refraction, at this interface another refraction. Here you can see the ray RS is emerging out from the glass prism. So we can call this ray as emergent ray. Here PQ incident ray, QR refracted ray, RS is the emergent ray. Here you can see I here. I is the angle between incident ray and the normal, angle of incidence. Here R, that is the angle of refraction, that is the angle between normal and the refracted ray. Here you can see E there, that is angle of emergence, that is the angle between normal and the emergent ray. Then you know this A is also angle of prism. Here you can see another one angle. What is that? Children, here you can see this is the incident ray. If you are extending this, you will get the direction, original direction of that incident ray. Why that is moving like this? Because of this prism. That prism is in the path of that ray. That's why you can see the ray is emerging like this. Here this is the emergent ray. If you are extending this emergent ray and the incident ray like this, you can see they are meeting at a point here. They are making an angle at this point. Here you can see that angle we can take as D, that is known as angle of deviation. Children, you can see here the prism makes the emergent ray bend at an angle to the direction of incident ray. That angle we can call as angle of deviation. So once more, when a ray of light is passing through a prism, you can see angle of deviation here. It depends on the angle of prism, angle of incidence and the nature of material of the prism. Our next topic is dispersion of white light by a prism. Children, in 8th standard we studied when a ray of light is passing through a prism, it will split into its component colors. Here you can see this is white light that is entering into a prism, and after that you can see that is emerging out as different colors. Okay children, that means a ray of light passing through a prism, you can see a band of colors. We can call that band of colors as spectrum. We can use one acronym to represent that band of colors, that is VIBGYOR. Here you can see V for violet, I indigo, B blue, G green, Y yellow, O orange, R for red. Here, why this is splitting into all these colors? What is happening inside that prism? That also you have to know. Children, you know when a ray of light is passing through a prism, angle of deviation there. The emergent ray is making an angle with the direction of the incident ray of light. You know that here what is happening means here you can see 7 colors, no? Here each color is making different angles with the white light, the direction of incident light. That's why you can see the white light is splitting into different 7 colors. Here you can see the red color bend least and the violet color most. From this we can say the deviation is least for red color and the deviation is most for violet color. Okay children, why this is happening means different colors of this white light bend through different angles with respect to this incident ray of light. That's why I told you angle of deviation is different for all these different colors. That's why you can see a prism can split the white light into its component colors. So how can we define dispersion? Dispersion is the splitting of white light into its component colors. Children, it was Isaac Newton who obtained a band of colors on passing white light through a glass prism. Then he did another experiment also. He used another identical prism and kept light in. He took another identical prism and kept in an inverted position like this. You can see that in the figure. Here ABC is one prism, PQR another prism. These two prisms are identical but one is in inverted position. You know when a ray of light is passing through a prism, dispersion will be there. That will split into 7 colors. You know for this red light deviation is least and for this violet deviation is most. Here you can see if a screen is here you will get a band of colors. Now here you can see another one prism in inverted position. At last he could see a beam of light, a white beam of light that is emerging from the second prism. That means here the first prism split the white light into 7 colors and the second prism is allowed to combine all these colors into white light. That we can call as recombination of spectrum of white light. Why this is happening? Here the angular dispersion produced by second prism is equal and opposite to the angular dispersion produced by first prism. That's why you can see a white color that is emerging out from this side of that second prism. From this we can say white light is a combination of 7 colors. Sunlight, that is a combination of 7 colors. Next we are going to discuss about rainbow formation. Children, you know in a rainbow we can see different colors. A band of colors we can see in rainbow. This we studied now what is dispersion. When a ray of light is passing through a prism, the prism can split the white light into 7 colors. Here also the same thing is happening. You know after a rain shower a lot of water droplets will be suspended in the atmosphere. In this case, each water droplet will be acting as a small prism. Here you can see that diagram, one water drop here. Then the sunlight, when that is entering into this water drop, here we can say air to water drop, refraction is there. Then what will happen inside that? The ray will split into 7 colors, dispersion there. Then you can see red and violet. For this red color, least deviation, and for violet color most deviation. Then this is circular in shape. That's why what will happen? The ray will reflect from the surface. Here you can see internal reflection. Internal reflection will be there for each color. Then what will happen? The ray will come out from the water drop. That means again refraction here, water to air. At last you can see a band of colors there. Here children, sunlight entering into water drop, that time refraction, then dispersion, internal reflection, then coming out, that time also refraction. So here we can say two refractions there, dispersion there, internal reflection there. Due to all these phenomena we can see a rainbow there. We can see that colors as distinctly. Children, this also you have to know, a rainbow is always formed in a direction opposite to that of the sun. In the next video, we will discuss about atmospheric refraction of light.